For the past 7 decades, North Korea has endured as one of the most impoverished, sanctioned, and isolated nations on Earth. Its economy remains cut off from the rest of the world, with minimal exports and limited access to international markets. Despite decades of sanctions, the North Korean regime thrives, indulging in luxurious Western cars, yachts, and gadgets. Astonishingly, the country even affords an exorbitantly expensive nuclear weapons program. How is such a meager economy able to survive isolation, finance its military, and import luxury goods that should be beyond its reach? The answer lies in a shocking revelation. The official North Korean economy is not what sustains the regime. Instead, the country's survival hinges on a vast global criminal empire created and controlled by the North Korean state. From hacking and weapons trafficking to drug smuggling and counterfeit money production, North Korea has secretly built the largest criminal organization in the world, one that sustains both its economy and regime. Astonishingly, this criminal empire continues to operate with impunity, evading international efforts to stop it. This is the untold story of how North Korea truly makes money. But to unravel the mysteries of North Korea's illicit empire, we must journey back in time. Following the Korean War's end in the 1950s, the North Korean economy lay in ruins, entirely dependent on its main ally, the Soviet Union. Initially, this reliance posed little concern as the Soviets provided financial aid, technology, and weapons. However, by the 1970s, the Soviet economy began to stagnate, resulting in a cessation of support for North Korea. Deprived of Soviet assistance, the North Korean economy rapidly declined. More significantly, it lost access to foreign technology and products essential for its industries and military, which it could not produce independently. Furthermore, the North Korean currency became virtually worthless, rendering it unacceptable as payment in most countries. Desperate for foreign cash, North Korea established an organization known as Room 39. Despite its innocuous name, Room 39 emerged as one of North Korea's most critical entities. Its primary mission was to acquire cash for the state beyond its borders, utilizing any means necessary. With traditional avenues such as exports and tourism virtually non-existent, crime became the only viable option. Initially, the North Korean criminal empire had modest beginnings. In the 1970s, North Korean diplomats were expelled from Sweden for smuggling duty-free cigarettes and alcohol, which they sold on the black market. However, the empire soon expanded exponentially. Since the 1980s, North Korea has engaged in the production and global distribution of illegal narcotics to such an extent that defectors have labeled the country a narco-state. Unlike conventional drug cartels, North Korea enjoys a unique advantage. There is no external government it needs to worry about, as it is the government itself. The state operates opium farms and laboratories where drugs are manufactured, while diplomats and military vessels facilitate their delivery to numerous countries worldwide. From China to the United States, Germany to Russia, North Koreans have been apprehended selling vast quantities of cocaine, heroin, and crystal meth. Interestingly, it is often North Korean diplomats who are caught peddling these illicit substances, a connection that is far from coincidental. Another advantage North Korea possesses is its ability to equip its smugglers with diplomatic passports, enabling them to transport nearly anything into any country under the guise of diplomatic packages. Unchecked by host nations, these packages facilitate the smuggling of anything with lucrative profit potential, irrespective of its legality. North Koreans have been caught smuggling weapons into conflict zones and trafficking sanctioned goods like blood diamonds, elephant tusks, and rhino horns out of Africa, where they are subsequently resold. However, as any astute entrepreneur knows, diversification is key to long-term success. Thus, North Korea expanded its illicit activities even further. For decades, the country has been deeply involved in producing counterfeit currency, particularly fake U.S. dollars, with $100 bills being their favorite. The U.S. Secret Service acknowledges North Korean counterfeit bills as the most sophisticated fakes in the world, meticulously crafted by highly skilled experts, utilizing state-of-the-art equipment sourced from Japan, paper from Hong Kong, and ink from France. Similar to drug distribution, North Korean diplomats play a pivotal role in disseminating counterfeit currency. The fake bills are either sold to criminals worldwide, or employed to procure equipment essential to North Korea's needs. Remarkably, despite the U.S. government's awareness of this operation for the past 2 decades, it has struggled to curtail its impact. North Korean counterfeit bills have surfaced globally, even infiltrating notorious locations such as Las Vegas. Unsurprisingly, North Korea's illicit activities continually evolve. Since the early 1990s, the country has been amassing a formidable army of hackers. Under Kim Jong-un's leadership, these hackers shifted their focus from espionage to more monetizable endeavors. In 2016, a North Korean hacking group known as the Lazarus Group successfully breached the Central Bank of Bangladesh, siphoning off hundreds of millions of dollars from the country's foreign currency reserves. Subsequently, this group has been implicated in a slew of attacks worldwide, ranging from the infamous WannaCry ransomware attack to stealing Bitcoin from a South Korean cryptocurrency exchange and hacking and extorting pharmaceutical companies involved in developing COVID vaccines during the pandemic. The question arises, how crucial are these illegal activities to the North Korean economy? Although verifiable data is scarce, various estimates, such as a congressional report, suggest that state-run criminal enterprises account for at least 25 to 50% of North Korea's entire budget. Considering that North Korea allocates 16% of its budget to military and nuclear weapons, this criminal empire funds all of that, while still leaving substantial cash reserves for Kim and the North Korean elite to acquire Western goods. One might wonder why North Korea's unlawful operations are allowed to persist when they blatantly violate international law, enable the country to circumvent sanctions, and sustain the regime at the expense of other nations. The truth is that there are limited options available to other countries. Unlike conventional criminals, North Koreans engaged in these activities enjoy diplomatic immunity. Even if they are expelled, they are swiftly replaced by other North Korean diplomats who continue their predecessors' nefarious endeavors. Moreover, the drug labs and farms operate within North Korean territory, beyond the reach of external intervention. Imposing sanctions as a punitive measure for evading sanctions in the first place has proven largely ineffective. North Korea is not a typical nation, and its economy is far from conventional. The means by which it generates revenue have transformed it from a mere state into a transnational criminal organization. Astonishingly, for North Korea, this model works. Its illegal activities prevent economic collapse, enable the elite to indulge in coveted Western luxuries, and frustrate countries like the United States. Regrettably, there appears to be little that anyone can do to alter this status quo. In conclusion, the story of how North Korea truly makes money is a shocking revelation. Behind the facade of an isolated, impoverished nation lies a vast global criminal empire that sustains both the economy and the regime. From drug smuggling to counterfeit currency production and cyber attacks, North Korea operates with impunity, evading international efforts to curtail its illicit activities. Diplomatic immunity shields its criminals, while the country's isolated territories provide safe havens for drug labs and farms. While other nations decry its actions, they find themselves powerless to intervene effectively. North Korea's unique model transforms it into more than just a state. It becomes a transnational criminal organization. Against all odds, this illegal enterprise ensures the country's survival, caters to the elite's extravagant desires, and defies the world's attempts to stop it. For North Korea, it's an undeniable win-win situation, leaving us to wonder if change will ever be possible.